Caitlin Anderson, an Oxford MBA graduate and professional admissions consultant. In this video, I'm going to share exactly how you can get into a top business program, even if you're not from the traditional finance or consulting background. Along the way, I'll share insights from my own journey, from the students that I've helped, and from my incredible classmates at Oxford. Let's dive in. One of the biggest misconceptions is that you need to be perfect across all parts of the application to get into a top MBA program. Spoiler alert, you don't. What you do need is authenticity. In my own application to Oxford, I was brutally honest. I shared my achievements, but I also shared the challenges that I faced along the way. Admissions committees love vulnerability because it shows self-awareness and growth. For example, one of my essay questions when I was applying to Oxford was, what should Oxford expect from you? I will read you exactly what I wrote in that essay. I said, I will face all challenges in the future with the same optimistic resolve I have in the past. This is what Oxford should expect from me. Then I went on to talk about how I've had a lifelong fear of math and how I eventually faced it, overcame it, and then excelled in it. So imagine using the approach of telling the admissions committee for a top MBA program that you have a lifelong fear of math and you've avoided it actively in your past. It was a risk, but I had the instinctual understanding that if you are vulnerable with people, they will feel more connected to you. And that is exactly what the admissions committee is looking for, to understand who you are and to connect with you as a human being. Today, I tell my students to dig deep and reveal something about their journey to the MBA that might make them feel a little bit exposed, but will show the strength of their character. Remember, your essays are confidential, so only the admissions committee and your interviewer will be able to see what you write in your essays. So take this opportunity to be vulnerable with them. When I was at Oxford, one thing that stood out to me about my classmates was their incredible focus on making the world a better place. Many of them had fascinating paths. They came from nonprofit organizations, or serving in the military, or starting businesses in developing countries. Admissions committees love stories that go beyond personal gain. They want to know how you are going to leave an impact. This is especially true for Oxford, where there's such a focus on social impact. I can tell you that one of my classmates was coming to the MBA as an investment banker from Barclays, and she was looking to start a socially focused business in India. So when you're crafting your essays, ask yourself this question: how can I show that my work is going to make the world a better place? Let's talk about the commonly dreaded GMAT and GRE. You do not need an extremely high 770 plus on the GMAT or 330 plus on the GRE to get into top MBA programs. But obviously aiming high helps. When I was studying for the GMAT, I learned an important strategy that dramatically improved my GMAT score, and that was to force myself to move on from a question if I'm not answering it under the time that I have. Because the trap I would fall into thinking is, oh, if I just have 10, 15 more seconds, I can solve it. But that would always turn into a minute, 2 minutes extra, and that robbed my attention from future questions, which ultimately lowered my score. So I tell my students, force yourself to move on if you're not answering by your time limit. Many people assume that MBA programs are filled with finance and consulting professionals. In the Oxford MBA, that couldn't be further from the truth. In my class specifically, there were people from very unique backgrounds, tech, nonprofits, and even the arts. One of my closest friends in the MBA had come from the publishing world. She had worked at a very large publishing house before she joined Oxford's MBA program. I had another classmate who was from the healthcare industry. Another really good friend was an engineer working in the tech industry. And the friend that I had in the MBA that was a consultant from McKinsey wanted to use the MBA to transition into fintech. The takeaway is don't be afraid to embrace your non-traditional background. For the MBA, it's often your biggest asset. I made a separate video about how you can start to build your MBA personal brand, and so you can check it out by clicking the link above me. So whether you're a traditional or non-traditional applicant, you can get into a top MBA program. The key is to craft authentic applications that show your impact. That's it for today. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more tips on navigating the MBA journey. And if you're serious about getting into a top MBA program, check out the resources I've linked to below, including my on-demand program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.